There is a white powder. Costs about $1 per use. Maybe less if you buy the big bag. You pour it onto a spot where your dog or cat had an accident. You add 2 other ingredients that are already in your kitchen. 24 hours later, you vacuum it up, and the smell is gone. Not masked, not covered with fake lavender fragrance that mixes with ammonia to create something even worse. Gone. At the molecular level. And here's the part that matters most. Your pet never returns to that spot. The pet stain and odor remover industry in this country generates over $2 billion a year. Enzyme sprays, foaming cleaners, professional strength solutions in black bottles with serious-looking labels, and almost every single one of them is designed to fail. Not fail completely, just fail enough that you buy another bottle in 6 weeks. Now imagine a solution that costs less than $1 and works so completely that your pet never even thinks about that spot again. Imagine knowing the chemistry that actually destroys urine at 3 different layers: the carpet fiber, the backing, and the pad underneath. Imagine never buying another $15 bottle of blue liquid that promises miracles and delivers 2 weeks of moderate improvement. This is not a gimmick. This is basic chemistry that every high school student learns. And the pet product industry has built a $2 billion empire on the hope that you'll never connect these 3 ingredients in your own home. This is the story of the urine neutralizer they hoped you'd never mix. 1:15-3. Act 1. Why pet urine is different and why most products fail. Before we mix anything, let's understand what we're actually fighting. Because pet urine is not just dirty water. It's a complex chemical cocktail designed by nature to do 2 things: mark territory and call other animals back to the same location. Here's what's actually in that puddle. First, urea. That's the main nitrogen waste product. When urea hits air, bacteria start breaking it down into ammonia. That's the sharp, eye-watering smell you notice first. Second, uric acid. This is the real villain. Uric acid forms crystals that physically bond to carpet fibers. These crystals are not water-soluble. You can steam clean that carpet 5 times. You can rent a rug doctor and go over it until your arms fall off. Those uric acid crystals are still there, locked onto the fiber like microscopic barnacles. And every time the humidity rises, every muggy summer day, every steamy shower, those crystals absorb moisture from the air and release a fresh burst of ammonia smell. This is why a carpet that seemed clean in February suddenly reeks in July. The crystals never left. Third, pheromones and territorial scent markers. These are chemical signals that say this is a good place to go. Your dog or cat isn't being spiteful or stupid. They're reading a sign you can't see, a sign that says bathroom. And until you destroy that sign, they will keep reading it and keep responding to it. Now, the pet product industry sells you one thing: enzymatic cleaners. The pitch sounds scientific. Enzymes eat the organic waste. And in a laboratory petri dish, they do. But in your carpet, there are 3 problems. Problem 1, enzymes are fragile. They need specific temperature and pH conditions to work. Too cold, they go dormant. Too hot, they denature and thus die. Wrong pH, they're useless. Your carpet is not a climate-controlled laboratory. Problem 2, enzymes only work while they're wet. The moment the spray dries, the enzymes stop working. But those uric acid crystals, they're still there. They just wait for moisture to return. And when it does, the smell comes back. But the dead enzymes don't. Problem 3, even if the enzymes do partially work, they don't destroy the pheromone markers. The scent that calls your pet back remains. So your pet returns, adds fresh urine to the old crystals, and the cycle continues. The industry knows this. They know their product is incomplete. But a product that works perfectly once is a product you never buy again. A product that works pretty well for a while is a product you buy every 2 months for the life of your pet. Do the math on that. 12 years of a dog. 6 bottles a year. That's real money. Let me explain the 3-ingredient solution that actually solves all 3 layers of this problem. Because once you understand the chemistry, you'll be angry you ever bought anything else. Ingredient 1, white distilled vinegar. Vinegar is acetic acid. Pet urine, as it breaks down, becomes alkaline. It's full of ammonia. Acid neutralizes alkaline. This is elementary chemistry. When vinegar contacts ammonia compounds, it converts them to neutral salts that don't stink. This handles the top layer of contamination, the liquid urine that's sitting in the carpet fibers. But vinegar does something else. The acidic environment helps loosen the bond between uric acid crystals and the carpet fiber. It doesn't destroy them completely, but it weakens their grip. It prepares the battlefield. Ingredient 2. Baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, a mild alkali, a gentle abrasive, and most importantly, an incredible absorbent. Baking soda is porous at the microscopic level. It's like a sponge made of salt. When you pour it onto a damp vinegar-treated carpet, 3 things happen. First, you get that satisfying fizz. That's carbon dioxide being released as the acid and base react. That fizzing action is not just for show. The tiny bubbles are physically lifting contamination upward from the carpet backing. They're agitating the fibers at a level no brush can reach. Second, the baking soda absorbs moisture. It pulls the vinegar solution, along with dissolved urine compounds, up out of the carpet and into itself. Instead of those compounds sinking deeper into the pad, they rise into the powder. Third, the mild alkalinity of baking soda helps break down uric acid crystals. It's the opposite of vinegar, attacking the problem from a different angle. Between the acid pretreatment and the alkaline powder, those crystals don't stand a chance. Ingredient 3. Hydrogen peroxide. This is the secret weapon. 3% hydrogen peroxide, the same stuff in your medicine cabinet. Hydrogen peroxide is an oxidizer. It releases oxygen molecules that literally tear apart organic compounds at the molecular level. Those pheromones? Those territorial scent markers that call your pet back? Hydrogen peroxide shreds them. It's like molecular scissors cutting up the bathroom sign. No commercial enzymatic cleaner contains hydrogen peroxide at effective concentrations. Why? Because hydrogen peroxide is unstable in a bottle over time. It breaks down into water and oxygen. A product with real peroxide would have a shelf life of weeks, not years. The industry can't sell a product that expires before it reaches the store shelf. So they leave out the one ingredient that actually destroys the scent marker, and your pet keeps coming back. This 3-step combination, acid neutralization, alkaline absorption, and oxidative destruction, attacks urine at every layer. The fiber, the backing, and the pad. Commercial products hit maybe one layer, usually just the top. This is why they fail. This is why you keep buying them. All right, let's do this. Here is the exact method, with no skipped steps, no vague instructions. Follow this once and you'll never think about that spot again. Step 1. Blot hard. The moment you discover the accident, and timing matters, grab clean, dry towels. White towels are best because you can see what you're pulling up. Lay them over the wet area. Now press. Not dab gently. Press with your full body weight. Stand on it if you have to. You are trying to pull liquid out of the carpet pad. The pad is a sponge under your carpet. If urine sits in the pad, it becomes a reservoir that feeds odor back up for years. Your goal is to get as much liquid out of that pad as humanly possible before it dries. Do not rub. Rubbing pushes the urine sideways. It spreads the contamination wider. It grinds crystals deeper into the fibers. Press straight down. Lift straight up. Rotate to a dry section of towel. Repeat until the towel comes up mostly dry. Step 2. The vinegar saturation. Mix equal parts white distilled vinegar and warm water in a spray bottle, not cold water. Warm water helps the vinegar penetrate faster. Shake it up. Now saturate the area. And I mean saturate. Go far beyond the visible edges of the stain. Urine wicks outward through carpet fibers as it spreads. The visible spot is maybe half the actual contaminated area. Soak a border at least 6 inches beyond what you can see. The vinegar is doing 2 things right now. It's neutralizing ammonia compounds, and it's creating an acidic environment that loosens uric acid crystals from the fibers. Let it sit. 10 to 15 minutes. Set a timer. This is not a step you rush. The vinegar needs time to penetrate down through the carpet backing into the top layer of the pad. Step 3. The baking soda layer. While the area is still damp from the vinegar, do not let it dry first. Pour a generous layer of baking soda over the entire treated zone. We're not sprinkling like we're seasoning a steak. We're pouring. You want a visible white layer covering everything. You will see fizzing. That's good. That's the reaction actively pulling contamination upward. Let it fizz. Let it work. Now take a stiff brush. A grout brush works perfectly, or an old toothbrush for small spots, and work that powder down into the fibers. Scrub in multiple directions. You're trying to get baking soda particles down to the interface where the carpet backing meets the pad. This is where urine hides. This is where commercial sprays never reach. Step 4. The hydrogen peroxide activator. Mix 1 cup of 3% hydrogen peroxide with 1 teaspoon of liquid dish soap. Any dish soap works. The soap acts as a surfactant. It breaks surface tension so the peroxide penetrates deeper. Pour this solution slowly and evenly over the baking soda layer. You'll see more fizzing. That's the peroxide releasing oxygen and beginning its work on the pheromones. This is the critical step that no commercial product replicates, because eliminating the scent marker means eliminating the repeat accident, and eliminating the repeat accident means eliminating the repeat customer. That is the last thing a recurring revenue business model wants. Step 5. Wait. This is the hardest step. Do not touch it. Do not vacuum it early. Let the entire combined mixture dry completely in place. Depending on humidity and airflow, this takes 12 to 24 hours. Point a fan at it, open a window, go watch a movie. Let chemistry do its job. Step 6. Vacuum. Once fully dry, vacuum the area thoroughly. Use a good vacuum with strong suction. Go over it multiple times from multiple directions. The baking soda will have absorbed the moisture, the ammonia compounds, the uric acid crystals, and the destroyed pheromone residue. All of it comes up with the powder. One application. 3 layers neutralized. Total cost less than $1. A homeowner in Texas posted online that she had tried 4 different enzymatic cleaners over 2 years on the same spot where her elderly cat kept returning. She spent over $200 on products. She paid for 1 professional cleaning visit. Each time, the odor and the reurination behavior returned within weeks. She used this exact protocol once. The cat never returned to that spot. Another story. A family in Ohio with 2 senior dogs and wall-to-wall beige carpet. They were about to spend $6,000 replacing the carpet in 3 rooms because the odor had become unbearable. Every summer, the humidity would bring the smell back so strong they couldn't have guests over. They tried this method on the worst spots first. Within a month, they had treated every affected area. The odor didn't return. They kept their carpet. They saved thousands. These are not isolated incidents. This chemistry works every single time. It works because it addresses all 3 layers of contamination. It works because it destroys the scent marker. It works because it costs nothing and uses ingredients that don't expire on a shelf. The pet product industry knows about vinegar. They know about baking soda. They know about hydrogen peroxide. They are not stupid. They are smart. They have built a $2 billion business on the assumption that you will never mix these 3 things together in the right order. They didn't ban the ingredients. You can buy them anywhere. They just made sure you never saw them as a solution. They put them in the baking aisle in the first aid section and the cleaning closet, separate, unconnected, harmless, while they sell you a $15 bottle of blue water that works just well enough to keep you coming back.